Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well out there. This is Dr. D. Bell Williams. I am your global educator as well as school and community relations specialist. And I'm super excited to be with you all on this evening. I'm excited to bring on another guest to share some information with you all that I know that you will find useful. First of all, I do want to share that as we go forward in this conversation, I know that since the last time we met together, a lot has happened in our community. A lot has happened across this nation and across this world. Of course, you know that there are people that are in the very front of this battle of racism and issues that we're dealing with here in America. But there are those of us who are also working in our various careers and our various aspects to make sure that we take care of our own, that we're writing policies of our own, that we're celebrating our own, and we're creating space for our own. And so tonight is no different. We're talking about creating creative ways for fundraisers for HBCUs. And for those who are watching and you're not familiar with the term, which you should be, but it stands for Historical Black Colleges and Universities. And so not only am I a graduate of an HBCU, my guest tonight is a graduate of an HBCU. They call it the Mecca at Howard University. They're in Washington, D.C. And she's coming tonight to share some amazing information for those students who have graduated from historical Black colleges and universities in this year, 2020. We know that this year has not been the ideal year for anyone working in any capacities, but specifically for our young people who have graduated from both high school and college. And it is a different day and time, and our young people will need our support like never before. So on tonight, I am bringing somebody to the platform who is not only able to give you support, but information on how the students and the graduates themselves can get involved and find out what resources are out there and available for them. So tonight, I am super excited to announce that I have none other than Miss J Mercer of Mavericks Studio Academy. And I might have mispronounced it, and she'll correct me when she come on. But it's an amazing platform that TJ has established here. And I mean, when I first spoke with her, she shared that it was moved on her heart to do this bingo idea to raise funds for historical Black colleges and universities, specifically for 2020 graduates. And when she first started, she started fundraising, and people were donating. They were not only donating money, but also items that these graduates will be able to utilize. And before she woke up and knew it, when we spoke, we were at $140,000 in cash and prizes. Well, that was a few weeks ago. Tonight, she's going to tell you that as of today, she's already been given and been donated $1 million cash and prizes for graduating HBCUs. So tonight, I want to introduce to you guys an Emmy Award-winning individual. She has won an Emmy for her work as a creator, for a producer, for Hollywood, and several different stations that you guys watch on a daily basis. But I'm pretty sure my introduction will do her no justice. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on so that we can get started, and she can tell you more in more detail about the work that she does and the information that she's here to provide for tonight. So I want you all to give it up for my guest tonight, Miss J Mercer, as I bring her on. Miss TJ, come on and join us. I'm bringing you on. Hi. You are here. You are live.
I am here. Hey, Dr. D. Hey, Dr. D.
What's up, girl?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having
me.
You're quite welcome. Would you introduce yourself to our audience and just tell them a little bit about who you are, your background? I know I shared some things with them, but I know it's nothing in comparison to how you're able to share it yourself. So just tell our audience a little bit more about who you are.
Hey, so I am J Mercer. I am known as the chief noisemaker of Media Mavericks Academy, which means in my regular job, I teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves in the media without a publicist and without being a celebrity. And I'm a beast at what I do. They call me the beast in the media streets because I spent 25 years working on some of the biggest shows on television and some of the biggest films like Chronicles of Narnia, Shrek, I was the behind the scenes producer for Night School, which was the #1 comedy of 2018 with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. And then I also was the behind the scenes producer for Shaft. I worked on everything like OWN and The Tonight Show when it was The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And but right about now, I've kind of earned another moniker because folks have now started calling me the Bingo Boss. Because I had just moved to Atlanta from LA, and I had moved here to actually produce and host a TV show for and about HBCU students, and then the world just stopped. Like all my plans stopped completely. And because I was in a new city, you know, and I couldn't go nowhere, so I couldn't make new friends, I was really, really lonely. I was miserable. And one of my cousins, Soupy, put together a bingo for our family, a virtual bingo for our family. And about halfway through, I was like, you know, I'm pretty engaged with my social media people. And I'm a hoot for them. So I was like, you know what? I know I'm not the only one that's single, and I'm not the only one that lives alone. So I'm going to put together a virtual bingo for my community, my tribe. And I had planned on one night, 10 games, and I was only going to contribute $100 so we can all win $10 per game, because it wasn't supposed to be like, you know, this big pot thing. Right. It was supposed to be, you know, fun for us. And Dr. D, to date, our last regular bingo was, we did 6 weeks. From that one night. 6 weeks. And we gave away almost $10,000 in cash and prizes. Wow. From that one night. Wow. 10 games and my little $100, it turned into that. And about 3 weeks ago, as an unapologetic woman of faith, I was talking to God, because as a graduate, I heard you got it right. The Mecca, the HU, the one and only Howard University. I know how epic our graduations are. You know how epic an HBCU graduation is. And I just got really, really depressed thinking about they'd gone these 4 years, and it was kind of like anticlimactic because nothing. Right. And I just asked God, like, what can I do? I don't even know how to pray. I don't even know what I should be asking, but is there anything I could do? And he was like, little girl, so you thought the other bingo was really because you were just lonely? It's been my plan all along. And I announced it. Okay, so I'm not gonna cry, because today, Dr. D, let me just tell you, like, it's
man, he's good, man. He is good.
I announced it. My community, my tribe. I even see Dr. Stevie is here in the comments. My community, my tribe, just gathered around us. And in under 4 weeks, we've managed to raise over $1.3 million in cash and prizes. And that is with no fundraising. I didn't do no social media campaigns. Only one donation letter went out, and that was to a woman who kept bugging me to send her a donation letter because she had a connection at Nike. That is the only donation that I have actively pursued, except for there were 3 people that when God told me what to do, he told me to call 3 people. I called them. All the rest, like I did an interview for NBC Atlanta today, and my sponsors, I had 4 of my sponsors in place, were all Black. So it was Black excellence has come together for this. Awesome. And the bulk of it, and the crazy thing is, the bulk of the 1.3 came from people who had no idea it was going to be tax deductible. They gave from the purity of their heart, from their philanthropic hearts. So I know you told me that to introduce myself, but you know, I forgot, because it's been that kind of day. Like, if I could just tell you the text messages have been coming through that I can't really reveal just yet. Like, I'm just going, say what now?
But you look, you introduced yourself pretty well. From sharing everything everything that's happening because you are your word. You're a part of that. You are a part of everything that's happening because he gave you the vision. He gave you that vision, and like you said, what you thought was just something that you were doing with your family that turned into another endeavor. He was already, like someone said in the comments, he was Patrice said he was 10 steps ahead the whole time.
10 steps ahead,
so
right.
you've introduced yourself, and basically you're a woman of faith. You're obedient to what God says for you to do. You're an advocate for an HBCU. You're well known, and people trust you. I mean, right then and there, that's an introduction because it's in the fruit. It's in the fruit. So that's amazing. What you shared. So I definitely wanted to, at least have the world, at least those who are part of my world and those who are connected from your world who are with us. I see many people from your world are chiming in the comments there on the Dr. D Unlimited page. And of course, I'm sharing it on your page and those who are on my page as well. And I thought that was amazing. And so we're going to dive in to, what tonight is really all about. And we've kind of already talked about how it came to be. But now we definitely want to, kind of dig in. The reason why, for those that are watching who might have missed that, TJ is actually kicking off my first part of my summer series for 2020. And with everything going on, first of all, if you know me already, I'm always unapologetic about my faith and about my race, my ethnicity, and where I come from, unapologetic. And so I'm always going to advocate for resources and materials and information that's progressive for all of those aspects of my life. And so TJ starting us off tonight with Black to the Future, because as we look at moving forward, as we look at going into this next phase of our life, considering what we're facing in this country, in our world, then we are our future. We are the ones that will create a different future. We are the ones that will shape the future for our children that are coming behind us. And so, TJ, what she's doing, I personally believe, is not just something that is going to end with her. I think this is something that she started. She may not be aware of it, but she started something that's a legacy building. This is something that's going to outlive her. So tonight we're talking about HBCU bingo, and the amount of money, again, is crazy. Less than a month, and within 4 weeks, $1 million in cash and prizes. How would that be used as we look forward into looking at this HBCU bingo night? Tell us a little bit about that and like what's coming up.
So one of the first things that my team and I decided, and shout out to my team, man. I'm an emotional wreck. I ain't even gonna, let me just warn y'all ahead of like but it's like shout out and love to my team, man, because these people, they're all volunteers and they have been working tirelessly, to put this together. And we've said, if this ain't epic, it ain't because we didn't put in the work to make it epic. And so it's like, they sending me texts at 2 and 3. TJ, we got a quick question. We're working on this. And it's just like, it's 3 a.m. I ain't paying you. You do know that, right? Yeah. And it's just that I just have to say, get that out the way, that shout out to my team who have they're sharing, they're creating posts to get the word to the grads. So let me answer the question, which was, what was the question? Because I just once again got emotional. Wait, how is it going to be dispersed? Okay. So when I went to my team, that's how I got off track. So when I went to my team, one of the things that we were all clear about is we want to give them things that they need and things that they want.
That's good. So
want are, I just found out today that we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4, count them, 4 MacBook Airs that we're giving away. So we're going to give away a MacBook Air every night. That's something they want and need. But We're also going to give them Apple Watches. You don't need an Apple Watch, but it's kind of cool to have, right, Dr. D? Like, it's kind of cool to have. And so we have gifts like Exactly. So we have gifts like that, the AirPods. We have premium AirPods that are engraved coming. They don't need that. They can use the regular old headsets, but this their graduation. So you're supposed to get the want. But what we also put together is the working title is our the 2020 grad starter pack, basically. Wait, no, I got it wrong. Because we're building this plane as we fly it. So like, that's why it's not all like buried in here, because we're coming up with stuff. So we call it, the career starter pack. That's what it is.
Okay.
The 2020 grad career starter pack is what it's called. And what that's built of is just for registering. You ain't played a game yet.
Wow.
And we've already given you $1,200 in gifts to get your career started. You ain't played one game.
Wow.
And
Just for
registering, you're walking away with $1,200 in gifts. And what one of those gifts looks like is I have a LinkedIn expert. Her name is Tawana Ross. She's known as the LinkedIn professor. Go find her. LinkedIn professor, and she is one of 40 people in the world that have that Google LinkedIn certification. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it, but that's what I drilled it down to. It's the LinkedIn Google certification. And she's doing master classes for them of how to optimize their LinkedIn profiles. Awesome. Then on top of that, we have April Beverly, who is known as the multi-million-dollar word stylist, because she writes for Fortune 100, 300, 500 companies, and her words garner million-dollar contracts. So she's going to teach a masterclass to them about writing their LinkedIn profiles. And then to the 4 grand prize winners, she's actually writing their profiles for them. Man. Then on top of that, we've got a photographer who's going to shoot their headshots to make sure they're not in a prom photo on LinkedIn, because they need to be, presentable for the workforce. And then on top of that, I've got the Roshonda Pratt of The Roach Show, who is going to, I forgot Ro. So she's going to be she's giving away, for the grand prize winners, she's giving away interview technique sessions. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? Right. So it's all it's things that they want, but it's also things that they need.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's amazing. And for those of you, again, who are watching, we had several tens of thousands of students who graduated from an HBCU this spring semester, and even some from December who, they may have been looking forward to walking in May, because that's a lot of the setup now in a lot of schools where they finish in December, but they were looking forward to marching in May. I had several students in my class that were like that. And of course they were disappointed as well. So if you are watching, you are an HBCU student. If you are watching, you are a parent of an HBCU student, you're an HBCU advocate, share this live. Matter of fact, go ahead and start a watch party right now, because we just got started. Here's
the thing, and Dr. D, let me add to that, because here's the thing, y'all. Here's where I need your help. That I am unabashed and unapologetic of begging, because we're sitting on all of this and we have to get to the grads. Yes. That is our I'll be fully transparent. That is where our challenge is right now, getting the word out. But I also believe there's no way that God would put $1.3 million in cash and prizes in my hands and he's not going to send the grads. So I need you guys to get the words. There's things being shared all of our social media. If you go to even our bingo Facebook page, which is TJ's Bingo Night, is the Facebook page. You can see graphics there that you can grab and share. You can then post them on Instagram, wherever it is. We got 4 days, y'all. I got 4 days to kick this thing off. We're going all month, though. But I want to pack the house on day one. Absolutely. It will continue to grow, because here's the thing I know from doing the regular bingo. The more this gets out, the more people are going to give. The more that people give, I get to give away.
Say that again. Say that again.
So the more this gets out, the more it's going to inspire people to give. The more they give, the more I get to give away. Every single dime of that 1.3 million, I'm going to keep saying that word because that's just too unbelievable to me. Every single dime Every single prize of that $1.3 million is in the pot. I'm personally covering all the administrative costs, the advertising costs. I'm picking that up. So it's going straight to the grads. So your donation, you telling people to actually share this, it is not for me. Every dime is going to the grads. So I am begging you, tell your mama, tell your daddy, call the boyfriend that you ain't talking to no more. Right. Call the ex-husband that you in divorce, but you know he runs something at somebody HBCU. I need you to take the hit, make that call, and get these grads in this game.
I second, fourth, third, fourth, and fifth, all what she just said. And again, y'all, if y'all are watching, go ahead, just hit that watch party button, just share it on your page. We, like I said, you know, an HBCU graduate. I've tagged several in the start of this, and even before we started this tonight. So tag them, because again, I will reiterate what she said, because I think people really need to hear that. None of what's being donated is going to any person other than those HBCU graduates. And again, I love what she said. We're going to take care of our children. We're not giving them something that they only need, but we're also giving them things that they want and desire. And so that is something that as a community, we're used to it. History proves it, that we always come together, pull together for our communities, for our families. That's what I want you to continue to do, because we're going to keep diving in, about this. TJ has been very transparent, very emotional. It's that kind of day, because when someone see inside of you the vision and just trust what God has said for you to do, and they're giving, that is evidence that something is on the horizon. And someone said it in the comments, he would not have given these prizes and this money if he did not have the people set up to receive it. So make sure that you share. TJ, we're gonna continue to dive in. Now, you and your team, you said something earlier that you all are building this plane as you fly. And I want to talk about it. And this is going to swing so many ways, because one, you're just so fluent like that. So, we're just going to flow with your expertise, right? So let's talk about that, especially for those of us, I would say, who are either entrepreneurs, or God has given a vision, or God has given a call or a mission to go into this particular area, to work with HBCUs or work into Black communities, or whatever it may be. You said you guys are building as you fly. Talk about that experience, like what that feels like, and how you still maintain without quitting, because you're not at the place where you think you probably should be, but yet the resources are still pouring in. Talk about that experience.
Great. So I'm fully transparent. I know where my genius is, and my genius is not in logistics. It's not in organization. I am a creative through and through. So I knew that I had to surround myself with logistics person. So even people, not just people, but like when I go back to the original bingo, when I made the first night, I went over what the house rules was. And some of them, I think Dr. Stevie was there. Some of them heard me say, last thing I said before we got into the games, this is our first night. So grace and patience is appreciated.
That's good.
If that can't be given, you don't need to be here. Because all I know is I'm supposed to do this. I've done it to the best of my ability to this point. But I can promise you that if you stay on the plane with me, you're going to have a good time. And you help me make this better, because I'm here to serve you. I'm just the coordinator, but I'm here to serve you. The first meeting of the HBCU bingo squad, which is my volunteers, first meeting, I told them up front, excuse my language, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just don't. I don't even have the whole plan. But what I do know is, if you trust my integrity, if you trust what I did for 25 years, I've edited countless TV shows, and not one of them aired with a black hole in it. So it got done. Yeah. If you stay on this plane, but I said this to them up front, but if you're the type that you need to know everything up front, you need to know where we're going, and you're impatient and you are uncomfortable with somebody telling you, I don't know, this is not the round for you to be on, because we actually are flying this plane as we're building the plane as we fly it. So then by the time when it's time for us to land, I'm going to look back and go, Dr. Stevie, do you have the wheel? I think we need a wheel now. Patrice, do you have the steering part? Because we need to land the plane now. We have just taken off, and all of them have agreed. We understand, Teach, the only thing that you really know for certain is where we're going. That's how we're getting there, I don't know. And I said, I did a Facebook Live last night, and I told my people, I was like, do you want to know the one thing that I've always done to be successful? There's always one thing for when I wanted to be a TV editor. I wanted to be a TV producer. I wanted, before my team and the show won an Emmy, I did it before I launched my company, Media Mavericks Academy. There's one thing that I had to do. And that one thing, Dr. D, is I had to start.
That is good.
That's it. I had to start. And I teach in acronyms. So START simply means stop the talking and roll tenaciously. So stop talking and roll tenaciously. Yep. I am a dog with a bone the minute God gives me an assignment. Listen. When he tells me he wants me to do something, I am tenacious with it. So I don't do a lot of talking. I'm already in action. People get mad at me because while you're still sitting there conjuring up ideas and trying to make it perfect, I ain't worried about perfect. I'm worried about getting to the finish line that God would have me be. So they knew all we doing is start. I didn't know where the money was going to come from. I didn't know where all the organization was coming from. God is placing people in my path that I had to be in motion. We got to the 1.3 million is because I was willing to start with 100.
That's good.
That's that. I wasn't thinking big things of, oh, I'm going to do this at 1 million. I was willing to start at 100. Not even knowing that 1 million was coming. Had I not been in position, had I not been in alignment, people would not, who are on my team now, Simonia Blasingame, LaShannette Barnes, Sade, all of them would not, Dr. Stevie, they would have not been in alignment if I hadn't been willing to start a simple game out of loneliness where I was only planning to do 10 games, $100. You have to be willing to start.
That is so good. That is really, really good. Listen, if you are watching and you're not moved by that, even if you're not an HBCU grad, that right there should have inspired you to do something. Whatever God's placed.
Speaking of it, thanks for bringing that up, Dr. D. Thanks for bringing that up. When I went to Howard, I only knew how to get through the first semester financially.
Man.
But my mother had already instilled in me a faith that I had enough to get through that first semester. And I knew if I could get through that first semester, I was going to figure out how to get to the second semester of Howard. And so I started getting to know who my dean was. And every semester I'm going, Dr. Merritt, if you don't give me some money, I am not going to be able to return to school. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? But I had to start with knowing I'm going in for one semester. I'm just going to start. I don't know how I'm finishing, but I know how I'm starting.
And that's all he asks. He never tells us, give us any instruction and says finish. No, he gives us instruction and says start. And he knows the way that we should take. So if we, man, like I said, you got me stirred up because you're basically, we singing to the choir with each other because I'm the same way, creator all day long. And so it's important that when you're watching and you're trying to do something, like this is a movement. What she's doing is a movement. And when you're trying to do something, it's important that if you have this particular set of skills, that you surround yourself with people who don't have the skills that you have or that can collectively work with you together. So it's okay in life. And there are going to be some HBCU grads that are going to watch this that want to participate in the bingo. But if you're watching, I also want you to hear the lesson. You're stepping into a world where you're just going to have to start. You may not be able to know the job that you're applying for. You may not know all the ins and outs of a company you may be hired for. You may not even be ready or feel like you're ready to begin starting a career, especially in the day and times that we're living in. You're fighting through COVID-19, racism, economic disadvantagement. It's just a litany of issues, healthcare issues. There's so many different things that the 2020 class is walking out of and into, that they're going to have to understand the importance of just starting. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with those that can help you get from point A to point B, but it's important to start. And that's why I really wanted to, TJ, I felt like you had something inside of you. That's why I really wanted you to share about that, because I know this is important for us to talk about what, the cash, the prizes, and everything that we're giving them. But out of all of that, I believe in, and for those that are watching that don't know, I'm a professor at an HBCU. I'm an HBCU graduate. Though I did not graduate from Howard, I graduated from South Carolina State University, and I'm currently a professor at Benedict College. And I also have old stumping grounds at Claflin University. So I'm HBCU made, HBCU paid, through and through.
I love that. I haven't heard that. I like that. I'm HBCU made and HBCU paid. All right.
Through and through. And so we not only want our graduates to have information to where they can get the funding or the resources, but we want them to have value. And what she just gave about starting and the information we want to share is so that you guys not only get the opportunity to get cash and prizes, but you walk away from this live at least with value. When you walk away from the bingo game, you will have value, because that's what we want you to understand. That's really important, that you have everything that you already need. You didn't do those 4 years for nothing. You have everything that you need. And what she's doing is providing an opportunity for you to have more, so that when you walk into your careers, you have a great starter pack. You have a great, package that's going to set you off, and you won't have to worry about some of the things that you may have had to be concerned about. We want to set you up for success. And so if you're watching, make sure on this Saturday, June 6th, 2020, and I believe it's 6 o'clock. Am I correct?
No, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. So 4:15 Pacific, okay. 6:15 East Central, and 7:15 Eastern.
Okay. Awesome. Make sure you all have those times, because we want you all to be involved.
And it's free. That's the crazy part. It's free. Just for entering your information, you walking away with $1,200 in gifts that will help you on your career track. I cannot stress it enough. The people that I've surrounded myself. Oh, look, can I tell them this, Dr. D, what God just gave me yesterday?
Sure.
So I'm well connected. I know I've spent a lot of time just building my networks. I'm well connected. And so one of the things that I want to use, I created what I'm calling my League of Extraordinary Beasts.
Okay.
The League of My Extraordinary Beasts. And what that is we're going to, my team ain't really heard this. So you really hearing it for the first time. My team don't even know this part. They like, wait, what? That's the first I've heard. They don't know this part because God just gave it to me yesterday. But here's what it kind of is looking like. So we still work on the details, but somehow we're going to figure out, let's say, for example, that there are 3 people who want to be TV writers, or there are several people grads who want to be TV writers. Well, I know plenty of TV writers. I know a writer that's on the CW, what's the All-American. I know one of my best friends wrote for Steve Harvey for 12 years. Don't you think that's kind of valuable?
Oh, yeah.
Have a conversation.
Absolutely.
So what those 3 will get is an intimate 1 hour. I'm asking all of my beasts to donate an hour of having an intimate conversation on Zoom where they can get advice. They can ask anything they want to these people. One of my beasts have already agreed. Her name is Amber Aziza. Amber sold like 3 multi-million-dollar businesses before she was 30. Don't you think a grad who wants to be an entrepreneur would benefit from having, and Amber had already taken it a step further. She's like, I'll meet with them weekly to go over their goals. So I am coming to give them the need of what they don't even know to ask for.
That's so good.
My team is already putting this in place, and they don't even know to ask for it.
Listen,
but we're
Black for the future.
That's why do you see the passion behind why I'm saying we got to get the word out? I know what's coming. I know what I got planned for them. I am epic when it comes to surprises. So we are planning a series of nights where they doing this. Okay, what's she gonna do next? Who coming next? The celebrity pop-ins I got coming. We have solidified a Grammy Award-winning super producer who's either gonna give them a session with him or he's gonna give them an internship. We're still working out the details, but that's what I'm saying. I've got an Emmy winner coming. It's a surprise, so I can't give you names, or that would be one in the surprise, but I've got a popular comedian and actress coming. So it's like, I got to get the word out. So I am not above begging. Y'all, please share this thing. It ain't for me. It ain't for me to build no brand, no nothing. This is for me to give back because it's how I'm built and it's what I do. And I had an emotional moment this afternoon because I'm living my dream. And the people who are on this Facebook who know me, they will tell you, my dream is to make others' dreams come true. That's it. That's why I actually own IMakeDreamsComeTrue.com. I own that domain because I'm committed to that. It was God's way of saying how I was going to do that. But he told me this 6 years ago, that this is what he was calling me to do. So please help me get this to the grads.
I am on it. When we talked, and those of you all, you don't know this because we're coming here and it's basically a private conversation going public. She and I talked about this when we were first, put, in connection, and actually someone had posted earlier that, they love Roshonda Pratt. She's the one that actually connected us.
So we talked about my Roshonda.
So it's definitely a pleasure to bring what we talked about privately into this public space because it's so much value.
We talked at like midnight.
Yeah, I was late.
Never having known each other. You inboxed me and was like, Roshonda Pratt told me what you're working on. I'd love to know more about it. And I sent you a message back immediately. I'm up. If you up, please call me. And that was at midnight.
And I called. And I normally don't because I'm normally not up that time. I'm normally already rested, gone to bed and everything. And because now this is hilarious. My husband I had stepped out because I didn't want to wake him up, but he was looking for a cord for a charger or something. So he heard me talking. He was like, what is going on? Because I was so excited. Like when we were talking, he was like, what is happening in this house? And so that was interesting. Again, that was our first time meeting. Spirit knows spirit. And being two women of faith, we knew that what we were discussing had to be spoken on a larger platform. We knew that this information had to get out. Again, it was a perfect pair. I work at an HBCU. I'm, connected with the leadership at not only my HBCU, but several HBCUs. I tagged them in the post. Several people that are connected with the graduates of HBCUs, I tagged them because this information is vital. It's imperative. You said a lot of stuff that I'm just going to be very frank, since we're already in that space, not just here on the platform, but in our lives, because as we look around, many people are just kind of trying to figure out as a community, specifically as a Black community, how do we come together? How do we help? Well, this is how we come together. This is how we help. We connect with people who have resources and other networks. We bring them to the people who have the need, and we bring it all together, and then we make it work. So when she's saying, y'all share, this is a way in which we're bringing our community together. This is a way in which we're meeting a need. Because as she stated, there are some needs that these students and those who are university officials may not necessarily even be aware of or thinking about during the time. A lot of times, and just being very frank, with HBCUs, we are very ecstatic when our students graduate, but oftentimes we don't have a lot of resources after they graduate. And we need to make sure that we bring that back, for our HBCUs to fortify our students after they graduate because they still need us.
Yeah.
I remember graduating from South Carolina State, and fortunately at the time there were still resources and people who were connected to other people that allowed me the opportunity to get position so that I could be successful from the onset of my career. And there's a lot of that has just kind of been lost with the fight for funding and the fight for stable leadership in our HBCUs. So when we talk about this, what you're doing, TJ, as I said, I don't even think it's just for the HBCU grad. I think it's a model that is going to be used by the HBCU community in order to, one, garner funds, be creative in fundraising, bring what you need for those students so that they don't have to wait until they graduate to be able to access many of these opportunities. They can get the internships or the opportunities while they're in school. So I think this is really big in how we bring all of our resources together, especially for the Black community. So this is not just commendable, and I don't say it for flattery, but I say it because it's fact. This is a commendable experience. And so again, those of you who are watching, share this information, get the word out, tag people in the post, share it on somebody's page. I've seen about 14 historical Black college groups in the last 2 weeks. Either it was something for the Divine Nine, for the Black Greek letter organizations, or something for HBCUs. Share this in those groups. Share it in, the alumni groups, the alumni pages. Share it in those pages because they need to know what's available for them, and they need to know the value that's being provided through this opportunity. So as we get ready to sort of close out, I want TJ just to kind of share again for those who may have come in later during the live, and of course those who will watch the replay, as we talk about Black to the future, because this is how we're going to make changes, is pulling our resources together. Tell us a little bit more about what this looks like starting June 6th, and then for the rest of the month, so again they will have information that they're able to pass on.
So on June 6th, we are kicking off our HBCU 2020 grad bingo series, where we have managed to raise over $1.3 million in cash and prizes with no fundraising, no social media campaigns. It really came from my network that kind of then hit other people's network. And we have all kinds of things coming, like CJ Emmons, who sings, who's a principal singer on Dancing with the Stars. It wouldn't be an HBCU experience if we didn't have the National Black Anthem song. So he's coming to sing that for us each night. We have different kind of mini games in between. You have no idea who may pop up in our games. You just have no idea who may pop. Our last bingo game, I had hit up my girl, Sherry Shepherd. My girl, Sherry, she popped in just to say hi to the regular bingo people. She's so crazy. I said, listen, can you just give me 2 minutes to surprise them and pop in on them? And she's like, girl, let me just go put on some hair. And so she popped in on them. So for these grads, if you went to an HBCU, you know that they've missed out on an epic experience. And so this by no means can replace that. But we want to still create something where they feel celebrated, that we went out of our way looking for nothing in return, but to celebrate their big accomplishment, and that we did not want it to be completely anticlimactic, that we wanted to still give them something to look forward to. So some of our prizes are needs. Like the LinkedIn packages that we talked earlier, they need LinkedIn. They need to beast mode LinkedIn. But then there's the wants. We're giving, a laptop computer, a MacBook Air is going to be given away every single week to a lucky winner. And then let me tell you something, just in case you think this is just your regular bingo where it's B12, G49. Babe, let me tell you something. This ain't your grandmama's bingo. Let's just get that out the way. The trash talking that has gone on in our bingo, don't dare false bingo. Don't come up in there with no thin skin, because those people will cut you if you stop the momentum of the game by your false bingo. We have a live DJ that's going to be playing their music. We had our music for our regular bingo, but we have a live DJ. So there will be dance off. There will be stroll offs. There will be trivia that you have to answer to win more prizes. So understand, this ain't your grandmama's bingo. You ain't even playing with regular bingo cards. Our bingo cards are made up of the school names and the mascots and the D9. So I will not be calling a B12, but I will be calling FAMU, Howard University, Hampton University, Tuskegee University. You're going to have to bingo what's calling out our beloved HBCUs. So already starting out, this ain't your grandmama's bingo, baby.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That again, like, that's amazing. I'm super excited about it. So again, you guys share. I see Donovan, you're out there, and I see you saying, how do you join? This sweetheart, this is for our graduating HBCU graduates from our HBCU. So I know Donovan. Donovan is actually one of my students at the college.
Okay.
Donovan, you're a freshman, sweetheart. So
okay, so Donovan, if we keep going, if we keep doing this every year, we'll see you in 3 more years when you graduate.
Donovan, we'll see.
And by that time, Donovan, it'll be $5 million in cash.
Listen, so hold on, Donovan.
$1 million every year. And then to the HBCU alums and to the people who are supporting, Andrea is in here, who is one of my team. If you we have it all done for you. You don't even have to think about it. So we have a letter that you can send to any organization that has access to the 2020 list of HBCU grads. We have social media graphics that you can just go ahead and share to your communities to get it out there. So we've done the hard part. We just need you to share it. So still have that. Say if Andrew doesn't have the link handy, hit up hi there at tjbingonight.com. So yeah, hi there at TJ. It's in the chat that Andrew's typing it. But there's just one link where you can go. It's a Google Doc, and you can go and get whatever you need. Actually, we got to remember to update the number on the Google Doc. I think the Google Doc is still at 500,000, and baby, we are doubled that. That we are 1.3 million.
Yeah. You better update that document. And look like you're going to be updating for quite some time. Because like I said, I think as people really catch hold to what's going on, as my grandma would say, this will catch fire. And so, you're going to have to update that document.
Wait, Dr. Do you I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it Asana? She says, sounds like you have to have a spades-atude to play this game. Yes, baby. If you ever play spades, you can't come to a table of spades players being timid. That's right. That is exactly what you have to come into this room with.
HBCUs, if you should know, I always look, we tease people and say, we're going to take your HBCU card if you don't know how to play spades. Yes. So you need to have a spade-atude in order to play this bingo. This is not your grandmama's bingo. Although I don't know what.
No. See, Dr. D, Dr. D, you went with the doctor part of who you are, that old scholastic professorial thing. No, honey, I said this ain't your grandmama's bingo.
This ain't your grandmama's bingo. But let me tell you something.
Ain't your grandmama's bingo. And it's not ain't your, it's ain't yo.
Ain't yo. This ain't your grandmama's bingo. But look, TJ, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know what type of grandmama some people had, but the bingo games I went to with my grandparents, it sounds a lot like your bingo on your stage. It was fighting, fussing, and cussing. So I don't know. So look,
love it. Yeah, you do have some serious bingo players.
I will be ready. I will be ready. But no, this is amazing. You definitely, guys who are watching, you guys share this information. When she shared this with me, I said, man, what she's doing honestly is something that is done in other cultures quite honestly, quite frequently. They just do it differently. And so my point is they ensure that their children are successful. And so that's what we want to make sure that we do from a large perspective of making sure that our children are successful in this world. So again, go to those links. If you are not already following or linked to the page, you can see here on the live that they dropped several links that you can find the information to. One is hi there at tjbingonight.com. I think the other one is tjhbcubingo.com is the other one. And again, you can find the information if you're watching the replay. You're probably already at Dr. D Unlimited. If you're watching the watch party, then you are on my personal page and you've probably been sharing it, but you also make sure you get connected to the Dr. D Unlimited page as well. TJ, for people that want to connect with you, find out more, find out how they can donate, find out how they can assist, or whatever it is that they may need from you moving forward with this project, how can they find you specifically or your team?
So one more request, go ahead and follow the TJ Bingo Night Facebook page because we're going to be live streaming on that page. And we want you to stream it so that we can actually get more viewers to let them know what we're doing and share it. So all the games will be streamed so you can watch the grads win starting on June 6th. Put it on your calendar. If you busy and you multitasking, just let it stream on your phone so the algorithms know that this is something that's happening out there. So that's at TJ's Bingo Night on Facebook. If you want to donate, we still look, we're not actively pursuing donations, but we ain't turning them down. So if you have anything, and what we're mostly looking for now at this point is tangible, frivolous things, the cash, the gift cards, the actual products of something. We are pretty set on their career starter pack of all the programs that we've included. We actually have a program where a woman is going to teach you how to go to grad school for free. So if you go, you know what I'm saying? So we've done our due diligence of looking at how to prepare them. So now we're looking more for the frivolous things. So even if you want to donate $5 to help us with giving them cash, like we want to be able to pay their car insurance. Like we'll pay your car insurance for the month, like anything like that. You can submit that to donations at tjbingonight.com, donations at tjbingonight.com. Or like, as I said at the beginning, we've been building this plane as we fly it. So that we just established like the cash apps last night. Okay. So the cash app for us is $TJ Bingo Night. So TJ Bingo Night. So TEEJ Bingo Night. My team doesn't know this, so that's why I'm spelling it out for them. So TEEJ Bingo Night. Night is spelled NITE. Night is spelled NITE. So that's Cash App. Venmo is at TJ Mercer. So that's TEEJ Mercer, MERCER. PayPal is TJ at TJ Bingo Night. So TEEJ at TJ Bingo Night, TEEJ Bingo Night. That is the PayPal, and I'm missing one. So there's, Zelle. Zelle is also TEEJ at TJ Bingo Night. Okay. So that, like I said, that all just got, set up last night to accept it on this level. I had the cash apps for the regular bingo, but we just set up this last night because, transparently, we building a plane as we fly it. So we got people asking like, how can I give y'all some money? Now we know this is how you can give the money. I know we should have like an official website. We ain't got time for that. We're trying to build something epic for the kids. So we're having to grassroots this. So please be patient with us. There's several people here that can vouch for my integrity and how I'm getting down. So understand the money will get to the grads. It ain't staying with me. It's not staying with me.
Thank you so much for sharing that too. There, and what I like to call that, the housekeeping, because, people like to want to know, how can I trust the source? But for me, I'll be very honest with you. Once I connected and I heard her, and then of course, read the information that was sent to me, she was sent to me by a trusted source and a trusted voice. And then when I spoke with her, I just, like I said earlier, spirit knows spirit. And I knew that this was a person who was born to make changes in people's lives and to put herself out there to do that. And so that's what she's been doing. You can connect with her through all of those channels that are posted there in the actual comment stream. TJ, first of all, I just want to thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for, gracing this platform as we talk about Black to the Future, because again, we are the ones that have to ensure, that our communities get what they need so that we can move and progress our children forward. And I know there's a lot of discussions on the back end in various other areas, and I'm actually sitting at a lot of tables right now as we look at policy changes in different realms. But of course, mine is specific to education and looking at how we can start to basically change and redesign curriculum for that it would be a better fit for all children, and specifically children of color. How can we actually bring in curriculum that is reflective of their culture so that they have honest chances, of course, at being knowledgeable about who they are and about their place in the world, other than what has previously been whitewashed, in our education system. So I'm sitting at a lot of tables here. So I wanted to ensure, again, as a professor, but I also work with education. So I'm kind of twofold here. And I just really appreciate the work that you are doing. And I wanted to ensure that everyone that I knew had an opportunity to hear from you and to hear what you had going on. And so I'm super excited about this HBCU bingo night. I hope that those who are watching, that you are spreading this message so that our children can get an opportunity to get what they need. And something that's key, if you don't get anything else out of this, when you share this with those students, those graduates, those HBCU graduates, let them know they get $1,200 just for registering.
Just for wait, hold on. They get $1,200 in gifts. We don't want to miss this. Gifts.
And gifts.
Wait, where's my stimulus check? Wait a minute. Don't be getting me in trouble out here, Dr. D.
$1,200 in gifts. There we go. Just for registering. So, I mean, there's just no way you can lose in simply registering, for this event. So definitely make sure that you get the things that you need. TJ, I appreciate your time. Thank you to your staff who, have worked tirelessly with you to ensure that, this event, this gets launched and it gets launched properly and appropriately. Thank you so much to the team there that you've been working with, and God bless them. Praying much strength for you all as this work continues to build. And anything else you want to share before we actually close out?
Yeah, I'll leave them with how I struck bingo. And as I said earlier, I teach an acronym. So Andrea, one of my right hands, came to me. She was like, so you're going to need an acronym for bingo. And I was like, you're right. And so I, just kind of, God just drops it in my spirit. I don't really do a lot of thinking about it. And so when I asked myself the question, how did I strike bingo? I did it by B. I believed what God said.
Man.
I believed what God said.
Man.
Then I implemented what God said. I implemented it without knowing the whole plan. I started to implement and trusted him for every next step. And then I nailed what God said. I used my natural talents and I trusted that his supernatural would actually add to it. So I nailed it with what I knew I could do in my own power.
Man.
G, I gave all my requests to God. I gave him everything that I wanted for this. I gave it to him. And I'm infamous for saying, God, this was your idea, so I'm going to ask you for this. And so I want you to deliver it. You told me to do this, so I'm going to ask you for 4 laptops.
Man.
And I had to exercise I taught this yesterday on my Facebook. I had to implement my crazy faith, because for a minute, it was like a conversation of God going, so you going to trust me? Because at the time, until yesterday, I only had 1 laptop. Until yesterday. Until yesterday evening, I only had one. And I told them, I said, I had a conversation with God, and he's looking at me crazy going, so you just watched me give you 1.3 million in cash and prizes, but you're not going to release that laptop on the first night because you don't trust me to bring you more? And that stung. And I was like, you're right. That's crazy. God, I'm going to give this one laptop that we know we have. I'm going to go ahead and give it away on the first night. And I'm going to trust that you're going to actually bring the other three. Did the Facebook Live. An hour later, laptop 2 came. Woke up this morning, laptop 3 came. Was doing an NBC interview this afternoon. Got it. When I finished and looked at my phone, laptop 4 was there. I gave all my requests to God. And then to get to bingo, the I obeyed what God said. Awesome. And I was wondering, and I was thinking about this in the closet today. And you know, you have those moments where I was looking for what I was going to put on, and it just thought hit me. It's like, why was I only willing to invest $100? Because I could have, you know, it wasn't that I didn't have the money. It was just, that was the amount that God put on my heart. And he showed me that it was only $100 because I wanted to blow your mind. And I wanted everybody else to see what I took and did with $100. Yeah, you could have given more, but then you may have taken the credit. This time, you can't take the credit, babe. You started with $100. And I turned that 100 into over $1 million in 4 weeks. My people need to see what I'm capable of.
Man.
So I believed, I implemented, I nailed, I gave all my requests to God, and I obeyed.
Man, listen, that's a mic drop moment where you just walk away and just go back to the closet. Just, you know, because that is amazing. Someone Andrea just said the AirPods just got delivered.
Andrea is the person that's getting all the gifts that are being shipped. So yeah. And then last week we got a box from none other than Will Packer Productions. Will Packer is the producer behind Girls Trip, Ride Along, and Night School, all #1 films. And he happens to be an alum of FAMU with a daughter at Howard University. And we got swag from Will Packer that we're giving away. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what's going to happen up in bingo with me. I can see everybody else's bingo, but you ain't going to, baby, thanks your grandmama's bingo.
This ain't your grandmama's bingo. This is an anointed bingo. That bingo has some anointing on it. Seriously, from the way that you broke that down, like I'm just whoa, like it's not what you think. And I'm so glad that you gave us the story behind that. To me, I walk away from this with even more of just encouragement to continue, not only just to get the word out, but to even encourage people to bingo. Like, you know, just the way bingo, right? Bingo, like that's amazing, and that's.
So you see, there's my coach Tawana who's saying, "Is it Saturday yet?" That's the LinkedIn professor I was telling you about earlier.
Wow. Hi, Tawana.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's amazing. Listen, it's like it's so hard to pull away from. You know, because
we got to, because I got to go into a story meeting to actually plan the show for the baby. So we can't stay here all night. I would, but baby, I got to go build this bingo game that I'm getting ready to give $1.3 million in cash and prizes away.
And this plane y'all flying.
Yes.
So yes, y'all stay tuned with everything that TJ has going on. Get connected to her. TJ, thank you so much, darling. We're gonna go ahead and let you go and get prepared for your meeting. And I'll just keep rolling and close us out. But thank you so much. We appreciate it. I'll be in touch, of course,
All right.
with you. And
thank you, Dr. D, for helping me with this. I really, your commitment to making sure I got on here live has not gone unnoticed. So I thank you. I thank you for giving me the platform. And I thank you to your viewers who have never heard of the name J Mercer. And for this moment, you let me into your heart. And you are going to now slide over and help support what we're trying to do as a team to love on the 2020 grads of HBCUs. So I do appreciate it. And I look forward to doing it again soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
So we're pulling TJ away. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Dr. D. I'm a global educator, school and community relations specialist. And so thank you all so much for watching. If you want to find out more information about who I am, you can see the information down at the ticker. Although I work with HBCUs and I'm a college professor, my heart is in the K-12 environment. And so you can see how you can reach out to me down at www.culturefocusedteaching.com. Of course, you know, there's the focus there on culture. And so we look at how to ensure that our curriculum is appropriate for our children to learn from diverse backgrounds, specifically for our Black and Brown children. I also wrote a book, Culture Focused Teaching, which you can find on Amazon.com. It is a bestseller. And I also have an e-course online as well, Creative Classroom Management Mastery, where I help educators learn how to effectively teach in their classroom. So again, thank you guys so much for watching tonight's episode with Ms. J Mercer and the amazing things that she's done. If you are in the marketplace and you're needing an engaging professional development speaker that offers inspiration and information, go check us out at www.drdunlimited. I'm sure that there's something that we can help you with. I am excited that you guys decided to sit with me on tonight while I had my special guest on, but definitely go out, connect with other educators, connect with those who are educational advocates, and let's flip this world upside down again. Join me next week, Monday, as we have another guest as we talk about Black to the future, because again, it will take us to continue to make sure that our communities are mobilized and we get the resources that we need. You all stay in the fight, stay in the race. We're not doing this by ourselves. There are people across the country that are standing hand in hand with Black Americans, and we will win this fight against racism in every area. You may be fighting in healthcare, you may be fighting in politics. I'm fighting in education. So everybody's standing and doing everything that they have to do to ensure that our children are safe, protected, and heard from. We're doing that. So make sure you stay in the fight. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, another Unlimited Edition live. I'm your host, Dr. D, your global educator and school and community relations specialist. I will see you next time. If you want to check out more things from us, make sure you follow us at Dr. D Unlimited on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, you can find me at LinkedIn, D. Bell Williams, also on Facebook as D. Bell Williams. We would love to hear from you. If you would like to become a part of our platform, make sure you reach out to me, info@drdunlimited.com. And I would love to make sure that if you have something that the masses need to hear, we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to share it with them. Thank you again so much for every one of our audiences. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for bearing with us. I'm normally not over an hour, but this was good information. Remember, everything that you do, everything that you put your hands to, don't forget to bingo. Thank you, TJ, for that. And remember, you are unlimited. Thank you so much, and you all have an amazing night. Bye-bye.